Well, good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Sunday at 6, also known as Facebook Live from Llanwelleth Baptist Church. My name's Richard, and as always, it's great to be with you this evening to share something from the Bible, something about God. But I want to tell you about something that happened a couple of days ago. Anne-Marie and myself, we decided we would have a little outing. We live here in Cyfeilin, which is just outside Abergavenny, and we decided that we would have a trip to Cardiff for the day. So we decided we'd get the train, which in itself is quite exciting. So I went and we caught the train, had a train journey from Abergavenny down to Cardiff. But the thing is, when we got to Cardiff, what we had decided that we were going to do was go and visit a big building near the train station where BBC Wales has their studios and their offices now. It's a very new building, only finished in the last couple of years, and it's, as it were, the headquarters of BBC Wales. And the people who work there had decided that they would give people the opportunity to go and have a look round, to have a little tour of the building so we could see what happens. Because the thing about it is, when we watch programmes on the television that come from there, maybe news programmes or something like that, we see certain images on the screen, don't we? Or maybe in between programmes we hear the voice of somebody introducing the next programme. But we probably don't realise that behind the scenes there is actually quite a bit going on when it comes to that. That doesn't just happen. There's actually places where it happens and people where it happens. So that happens in this building just outside the train station in Cardiff, where we had our visit, and it was fascinating, absolutely brilliant tour. The tour guides were lovely and friendly to us. They showed us a few different things. They showed us one of the studios. They showed us a place where audio drama will be made. They showed us a place where radio programmes were made. They showed us, and this probably was the most exciting, the place where the BBC Wales Today news programme happens every evening. If you live in Wales, no doubt you watch that each evening, 6:30 on BBC One Wales, and we actually were in the studio where that happens. Now, there's a lot of things going on there that we don't see on the TV. And then we actually went and met one of the people who does the continuity between programmes. You know, when one programme ends and the producer says, that's the end of that programme, coming up soon is this and whatever. And all of this has to be very neatly coordinated together, because TV programmes don't just happen. You can't just have a lot of people turning up and saying, oh, we've got to sort of start producing the programme. The programme starts at 6:30, so we'll turn up there and we'll just chuck a few cameras there and see what happens. It is carefully planned. There is stuff going on behind the scenes, so that what we see on the programmes on television is very smoothly coordinated and it looks really good. So you don't see what goes on behind, but what goes on behind is absolutely vital and absolutely important. And so, yes, it's a great day out. Anne-Marie and I thoroughly enjoyed our time and we learned a lot. It's just good to be there. And can I say, if you ever go to Cardiff, I would recommend doing a tour of BBC Cymru Wales. The price is not too prohibitive, and I'm not being paid any commission for saying that either. But you know, that reminded me of the way that things happen in life. Because our lives happen, don't they, from day to day. We do various things. We get up in the morning, we eat, we go to various different places, we speak to various different people. Different things happen to us in our lives. one thing happens after another. And we might think, well, that just happens, doesn't it? You know, it's all very random. There's no plan to it, no purpose, nothing going on behind it. But in the same way as behind the scenes of a television programme, behind the scenes there are things going on there to make sure that happens. The Bible tells us that God is the one who is behind what happens in our world. He is the one who is in control of things. And you read that throughout the Bible in different places. I could have taken you to a number of different passages that talk about God being the one in control. I'm just going to read you, as an example, some verses from Psalm 95, where we read in verse 3, "The Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. In his hands are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to him. The sea is his, for he made it, and his hands form the dry land. Come, let us bow down in worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for he is our God. We are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care." Now the psalmist there talks about God having in his hands the depths of the earth, the mountain peaks and the sea. If you were to climb a mountain or go to the seaside, you don't see a big hand controlling it, do you? You don't see what happens. But God is in that. God is the one who made the seas. God is the one who made the mountains. God is the one who has his hand upon all of that. God is the one who on the mountains has his hand upon what grows, the crops that grow, the flowers and the trees and so on that grow. When it comes to the seas, the tides that go back and forth, the size of the waves, and all of these things are in God's hand, but we don't see that. It is God's unseen hand, behind the scenes, as it were. But God is in control of all of these things. But here's the amazing thing for us, is the psalmist says, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. Not only did God make the mountains and the seas, he made us as well. And he is our God. And we are the people of his pasture, the flock under his care. And there he's using the picture of us being sheep, and he being the great shepherd of the sheep. Now, usually when we talk about shepherds, the shepherds are there, or the farmers or whoever looking after the sheep, they will go and collect the sheep. They'll lead the sheep and take them, and the sheep see them. We, again, don't see God. He is, as it were, the behind-the-scenes shepherd. He, yes, is in control of what goes on in our lives. Yes, he allows us to make certain choices. We're not robots. But God still is the one that makes things happen that happen. Because, like in the scenario with the TV programme, there are those people who are there to coordinate and to make things happen, but ultimately the people who do the presenting still have to present the show. They still have to read out whatever they got to read out and so on. God is the one who is behind everything, but we still have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to respond to God. We have a responsibility still to live our lives to please him. And we still have a responsibility to trust him and to recognise who he is and thank him for all that he has done for us in the Lord Jesus Christ. Because ultimately we look to Jesus as being, yes, God is the one in control, but Jesus is the one through all of this happens because of his life, his death, his resurrection, all that Jesus has done for us. We can now know him in control of our lives. Yes, not seen, but still there. And we can put our trust in him. And so I invite you this afternoon, put your trust in Jesus, the one who directs, the one who leads, and the one who guides, and the one who enables us to live in a way that pleases him. Well, thank you as always for watching today. It's always good to have you with us. And if you want to make a comment below, please do so. And also, of course, we are available. You can find out more about us. We have a church website. You can Google Llanwenneth Baptist Church and you'll find us there. And also we have a YouTube channel where this will eventually go as well. Please catch up with us there as well, Llanwenneth Baptist Church. So it's good to be with you. And until next time, may the Lord bless you.